in and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. When things are going right, you seem to have the time. But when it's hard, you just grow colder. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves.
If you are a working mom who is looking to make her house just run more efficiently and effectively, then making your kitchen work for you, making it more functional, is definitely something that you should give a try. If you are new here, my name is Marta. I am a working mom of two, and on my channel you get to see a lot of content about house and time management. And today I am tackling my kitchen. Now, it is not full of clutter. It is not something that needs to be completely decluttered. I did that probably about a year ago, and every few months I kind of go through my things. So it is that time of the year when I am doing that, when I am doing deep cleaning of my kitchen and going into the cabinets and making sure everything is clean inside and outside. So as I'm doing that, there are a few things that have been bothering me in my house. I feel like I can make my kitchen more functional and more effective. So I thought this would be a perfect time to do that. The first thing I want to tackle in my kitchen is making sure that when I'm making my breakfast in the mornings, so when I make my shakes, that's usually part of my breakfast, that I have everything together. So I'm gonna find a way to put my blender stuff, my protein shake, any seeds that I have. If I can create spaces that I don't have to literally go to 5 different cupboards, that's one of the goals. The second one is with coffee and tea. Right now I have coffee supplies in there, and tea, it's so dark you cannot see, but they are buried. The tea is buried in there. There is coffee. Coffee mugs are right next to it, so that's not big of an issue, but then the pot to boil the water is in a completely different spot. So that's another thing that I want to tackle.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love. A few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love.
So any project like that, I start off with taking out anything that I really want to sort through. So I didn't empty every single cabinet. I think that would be definitely very overwhelming. But I just took out the cabinets I wanted to tackle. Those are the things I took out so I can see what I have, sort through it, and see how I can best fit them into the cabinets, with the idea of, again, making it more functional for me. And sometimes it takes a while for me to figure out. So you'll see I try something in, I put it in a container, see if it fits, if I can close the cabinet. It's a process, but that's the best way to figure out what's gonna work best.
Every glass I'm drinking, we're like one, and without you I'm sinking. I'm always shining next to you. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted cause I got you.
I have always been afraid of changes, but you show me life is full of faces. Sometimes clouds got in our favorite places, but we were young and unaware.
Oh, I got you, there's no reason to.
So let me know in the comments, what is the one area in your kitchen that is problematic for you? What would make your kitchen more functional for you?
Chasing pavement on my own, cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted cause I got you. La 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 la
definitely on my to-do list is going through this cabinet right here. I feel like there are things over here that we never use, and clearly this is overpacked. So I want to make sure that I go through it and just make it look better and I get rid of anything that I no longer use.
Frozen feet, raindrops falling on the street. I can't recall when I...
Number 4 is this cabinet. So this is my pantry. A lot of things work great for me. So the things that do work great, I'm gonna leave as is. Like for example, the oils and different vinegars. That works perfectly. There are things on the middle shelves on the top that I need to go through and reorganized. And some items over here, clearly, like over here, it's way too many things in there. So things just have kind of accumulated in few areas. Like I said, this is not a complete disaster. I'm not gonna call it that as a thumbnail because it is not. But things just kind of accumulated over Christmas that I wanna tackle.
On the sun. Summer's just a memory, a faded piece of history. No one can remember all the fun. The late night barbecue, zipping on a gin and juice, cruising down the road, no thought getting old. The girls are hot but the beer is cold. Yeah, that's the way we roll, bathing in the sun, on the beach having fun. Whoa.
So as you can see, the pantry that we have is relatively small for the kitchen. We do have probably too many of a variety of snacks, I would say. So I try to, just sort through them, see what I can throw away, how I can organize them. Again, you can see I'm trying out different types of bins. What you don't see in this video is on the floor, I had a laundry basket and I was putting in it any like leftover containers, anything that did not meet the criteria, if you will, to stay in the pantry. So there were some items that I put in a basement. I have like another cabinet where I store extra food because some of those things we don't use on a regular basis. So I just did not see a need for them to clutter the pantry that we do have in the kitchen.
These lazy days are never done. I work hard every day, don't waste my time on yesterday. I never shy away from a good time. Coming on Friday night, I see my friends and feel alright. There ain't no stopping us from having fun. There ain't no cloud in sight. The future is looking bright. Cruising down the road, no thought getting old. Girls are hot but the beer is cold. Yeah.
Okay, we are done. Took forever because I was taking breaks, but I got done what I needed to get done. There's still a few areas that I need to clean up, but as far as moving stuff, organizing, I got those 5 things accomplished, so I consider that a success. So one of the things I will mention, I have not spent any money for anything. I used few bins that I found around the house and one of like the shelves. So I just wanted to organize it in a way that I didn't have to buy anything, and if I do need to buy it, I wanted to have a vision first of what I need before I got to the store to purchase it. So for now, I just used the stuff that I already had on hand. So on the very top shelf, I did not change anything. It's just cooking supplies. Hopefully you cannot hear my kids too much from the playroom. I did put those lunch boxes here from the bottom, and you'll see why in a second. This is basically staying the same. I might move a waffle maker over here because it's on the top. We use it from time to time, about twice a week or so, so it might make sense to move it up. But same thing over here, first shelf as well. And then the big changes that I have made are I did add this little stand over here that I had, and I don't even remember where I used it before, but I was in the basement, so I used that to kind of organize the stuff a little bit more. I did move the snacks for the kids to the bottom. They are old enough where they can get it themselves, and they do make sure they ask before they get it. So I put it there for now. If they are not listening, if they are, I mean, as you can see, they clearly had other snacks over here. It was just like the chips. So we moved them over here. We're playing the trust game. We'll see how that works out for us. But for now, it's all on their level, which because they're old enough, and when I tell them you can go and get a snack, I don't have to be there physically with them. So I just moved some pastas over here. Those are like breakfast items. So not much movement over here, but I did rearrange a few things, again, to make it more functional for me and for my family. Basically what I did over here is moved quite a few things to the basement because I use the stuff that I had here before, but I use them like twice a year. So I really don't need to, put everything in here. So I only have my waffle maker and I have my Instapot, and clearly you can see the top is in the back because it cannot fit. This is for the microwave hand mixer. What I did over here is I moved the food processor from the basement because I put it in the basement and I never use it. And I wanted to get it for a long time, and it just needs to be more accessible to me. Instead of spending all this time chopping different things, I have the food processor right here. And if you wonder why you can hear the kids, is that that's their playroom. So that's why you can probably hear them. But clearly much more space than it was before. So as you remember, the other things that I wanted to change was I did clean up that shelf. So it only has the, whatever you call it, to warm up water, and some coffee mugs and coffee cups over here. So this is the big change right here. I made sure that I moved all my shakes and smoothie stuff over here. So everything is on this level, and on the bottom, you probably saw me before, is the stuff for coffee. And so in order for me to make that space for the smoothies, I had to put all the Tupperware over here, which I never, honestly, I decluttered probably 2 years ago. I never had any problems with my Tupperware. I don't have a lot. So I have the Tupperware here, and I put the lids on the top. I can still easily access that. I use it all the time, so I wanted to make sure I didn't put it high. And I just moved some plates for the kids around over here. I might eventually move them to a drawer that they have for all their little cups and stuff and straws. We'll see how it works out. But for now, I just wanted to, this was my goal right there. So I'm very happy. And even though it looks high, I can easily actually reach it. So lastly, this was another area that I wanted to tackle. So what I did is I moved the other container and put it sort of like in a horizontal way. I put my measuring things on a little command hook over here. So I use those things, like all this, basically few times a week, let's put it this way. The ones in the back, those are the ones that I use all of them, but I use it not very often. So that's why I pushed it back. So even though I cannot physically take this whole thing out without taking the things out in front, it works out because again, I don't use it that often. And on the top, I just put some water bottles that we use, a grater, and whatever it's called to cut the zucchini, which I just recently bought and I use it all the time. But that is all I have for you in this video. I hope it gave you some motivation to make your kitchen work for you. I tend to change things around, probably like all of you as well, but don't get stuck because you designed it a specific way. It needs to stay like that. It needs to work for you. So that's why I arrange stuff. And if, after a few weeks I decide it still needs some more tweaking, That's what I'm gonna do. The whole goal is to make it work for you. So when you have your morning or your evening and you're rushing, things are just, the flow is better. And if the flow is better, you do things quicker and more efficient. And that's the whole idea. So I hope you find those tips helpful. I hope it motivated you to make any changes that you have been thinking about, but were not sure. And let me know in the comments, how often do you like to rearrange things in your kitchen? I'm really curious. Make sure that you are subscribed, make sure that you have the notification bell on, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.
That's the way we roll, baby. In the sun, on the beach, having fun. Whoa, these lazy days.